Hello everyone, today we have a very special guest. He makes JJK and Blue Lock content. I'm not sure if he's appeared on the channel before, but if you haven't already, check him out, link in the description. But his name is Outlaw Truth. Say what's up.
Blue Lock is the best new gen.
Okay, he just lied, but that's okay. But regardless of that lie he just told, we're going to be going over if Boruto has become the apex or the strongest within his verse. And basically throughout this video, we're going to be putting Boruto against all of the high tiers that we have seen thus far in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex and Boruto Part 1. With that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy. I think it's pretty much universally known that people like Garo, Victor, and Ao, and they're more or less the jobbers of the Boruto verse, and they just introduced us to the whole scientific ninja tool aesthetic. But if it wasn't known already, Boruto would completely and utterly destroy Victor, Garo, and Ao with little to no difficulty, as all of these people are relative or below base Kid Boruto. This is before he even has mastery over the karma or any of his advanced jutsu that he uses throughout the series.
Yeah, I mean, we see Garo get violated with Kawaki the first time we ever see Kawaki fight, so yeah. Boruto is doing him the worst way.
And that's also a Kawaki who was very fatigued. He could barely stand, and he was running out of chakra.
Yeah, chapped lips, and lips were chapped, all of that.
Garo got done the worst I've ever seen. Body completely in half and insulted, all within one chapter. With those people out the way, I think we should get into the actual high tiers of the real inners of Kara. I know Victor is technically an inner of Kara, but he just got one shot by Kashin Koji. We don't really see him do anything unless you're counting anime, which we aren't throughout this video. But yeah, Boro basically does battle with Team 7, and he's pretty comfortably above them all until Sarada pulls out her Chidori and is able to basically blitz him and one-shot his core. Then he becomes very unstable and just one-shots all of them. Now, it is important to note that throughout this battle, they are all heavily fatigued because they are not only running low on chakra, but they had to create basically a medicine for the virus that had entered their bodies mid-fight.
We see that Sarada is able to keep up with Boro while she has her Sharingan on, and she says that he's not even that fast. So, I mean, if he's not fast for even someone like Sarada, pre-time skip, Boruto after time skip is completely violating him. And we also see him get done the worst way after he gets taken out by Momoshiki. So even his unstable form, it's really strong, but it's like a tailed beast, right? It doesn't have a mind of its own. It's just rampaging and not controlling its power. So someone like Boruto after the time skip is pretty easily dealing with Boro.
Yeah, and to kind of add on what Truth was saying, the main thing about Boro is that he has this absolutely broken healing factor, so he doesn't really have to dodge and doesn't really have to have that much power between his punches because he can basically, as long as his core is intact, regenerate from any damage. Even if this is completely lower half obliteration, decapitation, doesn't really matter. As long as his core is not destroyed or messed with, he can regenerate. Boro does have some very powerful jutsu like some acid or lava style and fire-esque jutsu, but those don't really matter in the grand scheme of things because at the end of the day, he did get beat by the kids and Momoshiki with only a tiny portion of Naruto's chakra.
Didn't his fireball, his like lava style, get canceled out by Kid Sarada's?
Even Kid Sarada's fireball jutsu canceled out his lava style. And lava style should just have an advantage on fire style in general, so she just had to overpower this. Now, I know people are going to take the scan out of context that says, our powers greatly surpass Delta's powers, and we have war potential on par with the Hokage. Me and Truth would just like to say that does not mean at all anything with strength, attack, potency, or speed. All that could mean is that his poison is potent enough to basically catch anyone off guard since he can regenerate. And once the poison gets in your system, no matter how strong you are, it basically attacks your cells.
Yeah, like almost every type of poison is just durability negation, unless you're someone like Heavy Sasuke, who had the anti-poisons from building Orochimaru. Yeah. But someone like Naruto just doesn't have these.
And even more evidence to this is how Boruto in his karma mode and various forms we see throughout the series is not even a match for base Naruto. But he can still react, damage, and somewhat fight on par with Boro regardless of this. So if Boro truly was war potential on par with the Hokage or above Delta, he would be able to at least beat these kids. Because Delta also just blitzed and one-shotted Boruto and Kawaki.
It's just much more likely that it's talking about abilities, like literally abilities like hacks, rather than speed, AP, things like that.
Yeah. Moving on, next is Koji. Now, Koji doesn't really have that much, but I know a lot of people are fans of Kashin Koji for good reason. He is a very cool character. But people often overrate his strength and say, oh, he's stronger on par with Jigen. He's way stronger than Naruto and Sasuke. Let's just basically get rid of that right now. Kashin Koji is not only nowhere near Jigen, he's nowhere near Naruto and Sasuke. Amato said that Naruto and Sasuke had the best chance of defeating Ishiki or Jigen that he's seen, and Kashin Koji had to wait specifically until Jigen was below 10%, because he was not 10% yet. That's often misunderstood about the statement. He was below 10% to even fight him. If he truly was, even in his Sage mode, on par with Jigen, he would not have had to wait until this. And he also said that his fight was basically meant to destroy Jigen's body, and he wasn't really meant to win. He was more or less meant to push Jigen within a corner. And even while fighting this below 10% Jigen, he's still kind of losing. The only time he gets the upper hand is when Jigen thinks that he can absorb the fire, which he can't because it's a natural thing and karma cannot absorb natural substances. So he really kind of catches Jigen off guard, and none of these are feats necessarily.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, he's clearly the weaker opponent, but because of his, tactical mind, he's able to get one off on Jigen and basically make him transform into Ishiki. But in raw speed, stats, and abilities, he's nowhere close to Jigen, even if he's like lower than 10%. We clearly see that. Even in Sage mode, even if you say it's like a 10 times amp, whatever, it's not something that can keep up with people like Boruto or even Jigen at that level.
Yeah, it just wouldn't make sense overall to the narrative or power scaling for Koji to be someone as a Jigen level threat or above.
And for the people that advocate for the fact that he's over Delta because he was going to beat her or whatever, that's just simply not true. The same hand sign he uses to, fight Delta or starts to fight off with Delta in is the same one he uses to seal. Is the same one he uses to try to seal Team 7 in Konohamaru. So he wasn't going to try to beat Delta in a one-on-one fight. He was just going to try to seal her away. But Amato had something for that, so he just, let Amato do his thing. So he's not stronger than Delta based off of that.
And to the people who say he was confident because he was smiling and he thought that he was ready for the battle, that's not a way to gauge who wins a fight. Because not only would you have to be saying he knows how powerful Delta is, and he also knows how powerful he is in comparison to Delta, you would have to be saying that he doesn't have a bias towards himself and he's not just confident within his own ability. And this partnered with how he was going to seal her just makes all of this all the more unlikely. Then again, Delta was also confident, so if you were to remain logically consistent and say, oh, Koji was so confident in his ability to kill Delta, Delta was confident in her ability to kill Koji as well. And if you don't take hers, you can't take his. So now we're going to group both of these together because the fan base goes hand in hand on which one's stronger, either Limited Code or Delta. Doesn't really matter who you put above because both of them, even if you want to say Code is on par with Delta, roughly scale to the taijutsu of Naruto and Sasuke. Alright, because we know Delta, she did force Naruto to go all out within speed and taijutsu, but the minute he actually used his jutsu in big Rasengans, she got overpowered in basically one shot. Now, this is credit to her because Boro or Koji wouldn't last a second in a ring with the Hokage, but she was actually able to push him to the limits of his fighting capabilities. She also has durability negating beams, and Code has a bit of a haxy ability himself, that being his claw marks. Now, like I said, if at the very most you want to scale him as relative to Delta, you want to give them basically these same stats, you would say that they're roughly around the same power of Naruto and Sasuke within their taijutsu with just speed and the punches and kicks. This doesn't really grant them anything because time skip Boruto, just like everyone I mentioned before them, including them, completely curb stomps people way stronger than both of them combined. Like taijutsu wouldn't matter because he hits harder, defenses wouldn't matter because he's tougher, and speed wouldn't matter because he's faster. Hacks also wouldn't matter because he has better durability negation and harder hitting jutsu as well. He's basically the better versions of both of them, with none of the drawbacks.
And it's not even like we're underrating Naruto and Sasuke, because obviously we know they're the strongest people in their village at the time, when they were fighting Jigen and Ishiki. But when it comes to the level of Boruto after the time skip, it's just something way different. Now, although Naruto and Sasuke are able to fight Jigen and push him to his limits and fight Ishiki and push him, Ishiki was, far stronger than both of them, even when they were combined. And even, Karma 2 Jigen was kind of beating them up pretty badly and ended up winning against them. Even though they could go all out, they said this themselves when they used the Susanoo armor and the Kurama avatar, they were simply going all out, right? So we know they weren't holding anything back. They didn't have a village to like, protect or stop attacks from hitting. They were simply just throwing raw power at Jigen, and it wasn't working at all. And it was even worse when it came to Ishiki, because Naruto needed a power up like the Baryon mode, which is, exponentially stronger than his 6-pass stage mode or his base.
To kind of add on that and just show you how big the difference is, like Truth mentioned, Jigen, even in this Karma 2 state, was kind of bullying these guys while they were full power, and Ishiki had to give Naruto an entirely new transformation. The thing about time skip Boruto is that Boruto within his base, no Karma, no Byakugan, no True Essence, no Borishiki, anything of that sort, is bullying and casually, while holding back, destroying an above Jigen level threat. So the same guy who was able to destroy Naruto and Sasuke with the utmost ease, barely even trying, it stated that he only got below 10% because he was playing around. So a toying around Jigen destroyed Naruto and Sasuke out of their strongest forms, and Boruto is able to just come in while holding back and utterly curb stomp someone who far surpasses this, just to show you the level of difference in power between 2 Blue Vortex and Boruto Part 1. Now, I think even before 2 Blue Vortex, if we go to Part 1, at the end of Part 1, we see how Boruto becomes 100% Otsutsuki. He is stated to be able to control Momoshiki's power far better, and he also has access to all of Momoshiki's talent, abilities, skills, and knowledge that he gained throughout the millennia of living, and this allows him to be on par or a little bit stronger or weaker than Kawaki. Kawaki is someone who should also have a transformation of the sort of like True Essence, since he has the final stage of his Karma unlocked, which grants him Ishiki's horn. That, along with the scientific ninja tool body, he should also be surpassing these Jigen levels of power. And Boruto being anywhere comparable to that same Kawaki, who is minimum on par with Jigen, already puts him above Naruto and Sasuke. I know those are fan favorite characters and people might be thinking, oh, it's too early for them to get surpassed. No, it's not. Boruto has way more tools at his disposal, and he has a means far greater than what any of those had, that being a 100% Otsutsuki who's dwelling inside of his Karma mark, to far surpass what Naruto and Sasuke could at his age.
And like from what we've seen, it's something similar to what Naruto had with Kurama, where even though he gets stronger, and there are some places like, for example, when he's an adult, where he should be stronger than Kurama, he still gets a huge amp from just going into 6-pass stage mode and using Kurama's powers. It's like these amps that Naruto and Boruto have, with Boruto having Momoshiki, it's not just like adding their powers together, because if it were, then the Nine Tails would be minuscule to Naruto. It's like they're exponential, like they scale with the user. So as Boruto gets stronger, the amp that he gets from Momoshiki is also getting stronger. So people that say that Borishiki should only be as strong as Momoshiki and Borishiki together, it just doesn't seem to add up that way.
Yeah. So that pretty much gets rid of most of the high tiers. Now you may be asking, where's Ishiki, where's Kawaki? And where's Baryon, Naruto, and where's Daemon, and where's Eida? Those are the only people we have left. Now, to go over, the easiest one, I think, is Eida. Eida, even though she is a above Jigen level threat, she doesn't seem to be as strong as Daemon, at least when she's not using Omnipotence. Of course, using Omnipotence, that's way stronger jutsu than what Daemon has access to, but she cannot control that, at least right now, by herself alone, and she also is not good at taijutsu. So while she is above Jigen and above Code, and above pretty much everyone we've named thus far, she can't really control her power that good, and her mind manipulation aspect of Omnipotence shouldn't really work on Boruto, since he is a 100% Otsutsuki.
Now, Damon's a little bit different, since his abilities are far more complex to deal with, considering how he matches up with Boruto, but in my opinion, I think that this fight simply comes to a standstill. If we take into account what Uzuhiko does, with, the whole planet's rotation and whatnot, if he envelops himself in this like he does with, Code, then Daemon can't hit him. Even though, or since something like Uzuhiko is kind of passive, where he's not thinking about dealing damage to you, but it's just something that goes on to you if you touch him, it's like Daemon can't reflect something like that. He can only reflect things that are based on intent. And Boruto's intent isn't necessarily to damage him. It's just to, disorient him.
He can also only reflect things when he's coming into contact with you with his palm. So again, if Boruto was to be faster than Daemon, since we haven't seen Boruto or Daemon go all out in a time skip as of yet, then it wouldn't really work. Now, again, another thing I guess to add to if Daemon is stronger than Boruto at the end of part 1 does say, in multiple translations, even if he had a million lives or even if he had a million years to train, he still could never think about beating Daemon. This scales Daemon comfortably above Ishiki and Baruyama Naruto, since he's seen those people, and Daemon's the only one he seems to point out he doesn't even think that he can beat, but he thinks he can surpass his father, and so does Sasuke. Right, so if you want to say, oh, Daemon will be the apex, cool, but we can't really count Boruto out as of yet, since he has had a mindset change, and he also seems to be far stronger than what we could have ever thought. Going on to the next high tier, we have Ishiki. I guess I'll count Kawaki in here as well, because I think since Kawaki has the true essence or above true essence of karma, which should give him all the power and knowledge of Ishiki, including his dojutsu that Ishiki has had, his full Dharma wheel or whatever you want to say, plus the scientific ninja tool body, he should be minimum on par or way stronger than Ishiki. With that being said, we do know with the fast forward that Boruto and Kawaki are going to seem to be, or if they're following the same route as every rival within Shonen, they're going to have a relative fight, they're going to be comparable, and if Boruto does end up winning, he's going to minimum be above Kawaki. So, at least for right now, ignoring the fast forward, we know that Kawaki doesn't really have any feats on Code. He does say he can kill Code, but he also is, I wouldn't say forced to use a karma, but uses his karma mark, at least a bit of the transformation, on one of the Jubi clones. Now, of course, he didn't have to do this, he's not going all out, but Boruto just has the highest feats right now in the verse, as we've seen at least. While Ishiki did stomp out a Naruto and Sasuke, and he also survived against Baryon mode, Code is an above Jigen level threat, and Boruto did this within base while holding back. So he's basically replicated Ishiki's feat, but better, right? And to the people who are saying Code is only above, Jigen and he can't be above Ishiki, not to say he's above Ishiki, but them saying that he's above Jigen, not only above Jigen, doesn't lead credence to the idea that he's below Ishiki. It is just giving a baseline or minimum of where he scales.
Troy kind of summed it up by saying he has the best feats in Tubular Vortex as of now, and I think this is only amplified by the fact that he has an ability like Uzuhiko, which seems to be, this is headcanon, but it seems to be Shinjutsu. He uses no hand signs for it. So I think that after the time skip, Boruto definitely got more abilities that he hadn't even shown yet, and even his base abilities have, of course, gotten stronger.
With that being said, you may have noticed that we left one guy off the list, that is Shibai Otsutsuki. I mean, I don't know what you wanted to say. Boruto's not a dimensional tier above everyone else. He's clearly not above Shibai, and I don't know if they're going to reach those dimensional tier-esque heights. That's just my personal opinion, though. But for right now, it's looking like the end of series will still be below Shibai. But in terms of everyone who's in the universe currently and not transcended, I do believe Boruto has become the strongest, or the apex of his verse, as far as Chapter 3. With that being said, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and Truth's channel will be linked in the description. Goodbye.